6 years ago, I thought my ex-wife had limits. Last Tuesday, she called 911 and accused me of kidnapping my own son. That's the difference between then and now. I'm Jack Sullivan, owner of Sullivan Construction in Millfield, Massachusetts, a town where everyone knows everyone else's business. And my business became everyone's entertainment the day Rebecca decided to destroy me in family court. During the divorce, Rebecca humiliated me in front of a packed courtroom. "Your husband suffers from performance issues that have made our marriage unbearable," she said, her voice carrying to the back row, where my mother sat. I wanted to scream the truth, but my lawyer whispered, "Let her talk. She's making herself look bad." She wasn't. She was making me look pathetic. The custody went to her. The house went to her. My son, Tommy, 9 years old at the time, looked at me like I was a broken toy his mother was discarding. I got weekends and the privilege of paying child support equivalent to a BMW lease. 6 years ago, I thought I could rebuild. I was wrong about her limits, but I was right about mine. I rebuilt my life. Sullivan Construction went from a 2-man garage operation to 15 men across 3 crews. I bought a modest house with a big backyard where Tommy could throw a baseball. I learned to cook, started dating again, and slowly gained my dignity back. But I never forgot how Rebecca had humiliated me. Then came last month's spring festival. Tommy and I were waiting in line for corn dogs when I saw her. Rebecca, looking flawless, and beside her, a man in a polo shirt with a tech company logo. "Daddy, there's Mom," Tommy whispered. I could feel the tension building before a word was exchanged. Rebecca approached us, smiling condescendingly. "Jack, you look well," she said. Her companion, Daniel Carter, weakly shook my hand. "I've heard so much about you," he said. "Nothing good, I'm sure," I replied. The knife in her laugh was unmistakable. Then she brought it up, Tommy's schedule. She and Daniel wanted more flexibility with custody. "He needs stability, Jack. He needs a real family," she said. "My son deserves me," I thought quietly. Not this polished con man. Daniel tried to argue logic, financial stability, educational opportunities. I countered silently. My hands build things, shape the world. Daniel moves numbers. Tommy tugged at my shirt, and I told him, "Let's just get the corn dogs, champ." Weeks later, I received legal papers. Rebecca wanted full custody, claiming I was financially unstable and exhibited erratic behavior around Tommy. I called Patricia Banks, a lawyer who had handled my business incorporation. "She's going for blood," Patricia warned. Then came the 911 call. Officer Janet Pierce called me at the job site. Rebecca had reported I kidnapped Tommy. I was at work all day. Pierce confirmed my alibi, but the message was clear. Rebecca was escalating. I called my brother Mike, a state police detective, for insight. Mike dug into Daniel Carter's background. Failed companies, lawsuits, financial abuse of previous wives. Carter was manipulating Rebecca, targeting her finances. I involved Tommy, my son, in recording Daniel's conversations. He captured Daniel pressuring Rebecca to invest in his failing company, take out a second mortgage, and use her law firm's resources. Each recording revealed Carter's manipulation, each one more damning than the last. With evidence in hand, I devised a plan. The annual spring festival was approaching again, the perfect stage to expose Daniel and Rebecca's blind trust. I coordinated everything carefully, mindful of legal repercussions but focused on Tommy's welfare. Festival day arrived. I approached Rebecca and Daniel at the dunking booth. "Interesting business model, Daniel," I said, holding up my phone. I played the first recording. Daniel's voice filled the air. People began to gather, curious about the unfolding confrontation. Next came the financial documents. Data flow analytics, $47, 000 revenue, $132, 000 expenses, projected bankruptcy in August. Daniel lunged for the papers. I stepped back. "Ladies and gentlemen, meet Daniel Carter," I said. The crowd grew, shocked at the revelation. I handed Rebecca evidence of Daniel's previous fraud and divorces. Her face paled. She realized the truth, the danger she had been in. "How long have you known?" she asked. "A few weeks," I admitted. She understood why I had stayed silent until now. Daniel tried to regain control, but it was too late. His con was exposed. The crowd had witnessed the unmasking. Rebecca sobbed, realizing the man she trusted was a fraud. I watched, feeling a mix of satisfaction and pity. Turning to Tommy, I said, "Ready for cotton candy?" He nodded. Rebecca's eyes, red from crying, met mine. I explained that we'd co-parent, drop custody disputes, and avoid false accusations. For Tommy, I emphasized. Rebecca understood. She nodded, and in return, I promised not to ruin her career publicly, despite having the means. The balance was restored, not vengeance for vengeance's sake, but for protection of my son and the truth. As Tommy ran toward the cotton candy stand, I reflected on 6 years of pain, perseverance, and quiet resilience. Revenge had been a tool, but redemption, for my son, was the goal. Rebecca approached, quieter now. "How did you know about Daniel?" she asked. I smiled faintly, sharing little, leaving her to process the reality she had ignored. "Sometimes," I said, "bad guys make mistakes, and good people get help." Watching Tommy play, I realized I didn't hate Rebecca anymore. The lesson had been taught. The revenge was complete, not by destruction, but by truth revealed. The festival wound down, the sun setting over Millfield. Families left with smiles. Life continued. Rebecca would rebuild her life, her career, and perhaps her judgment. And I would continue building houses, kitchens, decks, and a secure life for Tommy. That day, justice had been served in a small town, under a late spring sun, surrounded by people who had unwittingly witnessed a father's fight for his son and the exposure of a conman masquerading as love.